stages, everything is recorded, everything is live on TV. It's high pressure job, so for me, I need to use an instrument that I know is not going to go down on me. So in my career of playing on all these big stages, the Motif has never let me down. Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Vasanth and I'm a keyboard player, a songwriter and a producer. I started playing piano when I was a kid, really started classically, and then I went on to jazz, and so together we just jam a lot. I'd always accompany choirs, I played in church a lot, so it's kind of, I just always grew up around music. It never was a decision, it just happened. I went to London to the Royal Academy of Music to study jazz because I wanted to be a jazz pianist initially. I kind of fell into the pop world. One of my friends booked me an artist called Charlotte Church. And from then onwards, once I did that gig, I realized that I really enjoyed playing pop. After Charlotte, I did Gnarls Barkley, I've played with Bugz in the Attic, I'm Fiddler, David Jordan, Dahlia Merriweather, Jon Lord, rest in peace, amazing Jon Lord, ABC, Sugababes, Taio Cruz, Jay Sean, Jason Derulo. In 2010, I played for Rihanna. Right now, I'm currently playing for a singer called Jessie J. My equipment varies from live and to studio. Live, I use a twin motif rig, so always a weighted keyboard, an 8, and an unweighted one, usually a 6, sometimes a 7, depending on what gig I'm doing. Then I'll also add a couple of other bits to it. So in the gigs I do, they're very, very heavily produced. You've got samples going on, very specific sounds going on. A lot of times, I will program it up myself, try and come as close to the sound as possible, but sometimes you just need the original sound, if that's what's driving the song, if it all comes from a sample. And that's the thing I love about the Motif, I can sample into it. So I'll get the stems from the producers, from my MD, arrange it any way I want it on the keyboard, and then play the sounds from the record, which is so, so, so important for my job and what I do. In the studio, I still have my controller keyboard, I have the Motif there, and I use it for internal sounds too, but then I obviously bring in a lot more plugins, my big string plugins. I also really like having my analog setup in the studio, my Motif setup in the studio, combined with all the new stuff, the technology stuff, and your plugins. The best part for me about being a musician is music, first of all. I get to play every day, I get to listen to music. I'm working with some of the best musicians in the world. It's ridiculous. I still, wake up some mornings and pinch myself and think, is this really my job? Obviously, there's, times where it gets hard. I don't sleep a lot. I'm always traveling. I'm always up really early. I live out of a suitcase, so I'm not saying that it's all amazing. But for me, the perks and the positives of the job far, far outweigh the negative, and I feel really lucky and blessed to be doing what I'm doing. My main use for the Motif is everything, really. I've immediately got a massive bank of great sounds, but what I specifically love the Motif for is the fact that you can program and get really in depth and tweak the sounds. The thing about the Motif is that you can assign everything to everything. I've got patch changes assigned to a pedal, for example. I've got, my pitch bend, I can assign it to 2 octaves down instead of just a semitone or a tone. By button press, I can add another instrument to my pads. It's very, very, very versatile. And it takes some time to learn the instrument, but once you get into it, you realize that, well, it's basically a computer. You can do everything. If you think it, there's a way of doing it in the Motif.